Hello and welcome. This is going to be all about the Celtic Cross card spread. Probably the most popular. I've done some other videos on it here, but this spread seems to be the most popular and most widely used, and it's definitely the one I use professionally. A card reading is all about finding answers. That's what it's about. And answers you didn't see before you sat down with the cards. So it can be very useful. And in order to find good answers, though, you have to have good questions. And a card spread is your questions. It's your questions broken apart. It's your question broken apart into separate elements here to look into specifically. Now you're going to find different views as far as what these positions mean. You're also going to find different ways to lay this spread out. Here we have weights spread, where 5 and 6 are different than what I use, which is I use a straight spread, which is like this: 3, 4 top to bottom, 5, 6 left to right. Weight goes the same way, except for 5, 6 is reversed. 5, 6 is 5 is on the right, 6 is on the left. And there you have something like Eden Gray's spread, where it starts, 3 is at the bottom, and it goes around clockwise. 4 is on the left, 5 is at top, 6 is on the right, swirls around. It really doesn't make any difference. Whatever you want to do there is fine. In the order that they're laid in, it doesn't make any difference. What the meanings of these positions are is what makes a difference. Because these are things you're going to be looking into as far as the reading goes. And if these elements that you're looking at, these positions' meanings, if they're not useful in the reading it's not going to have any effect on the reading. Or it'll have a big effect on the reading. You're looking for things that will be useful for the reading. It's nice if you have a spread that covers useful aspects no matter what the question is. And I think I've done that with my Celtic Cross over time, taking these different position meanings that vary from one source to the other anyway, and sort of blending them together and making my own that I felt were very useful no matter what the question is. This way I can stay consistent with my reading. I always use the same spread, and I find I have useful positions which are elements of my question, useful elements of the question, no matter what the question happens to be. These are useful things to look into. And I've mentioned before, but I'll say it again, what I look into is what, why, how, and when. Those four aspects are helpful no matter what the question happens to be. And I use the Celtic Cross to find with those 4 topics in mind, or elements in mind. And you'll find that this works really well. Another thing I like to mention here is a significator, which is an 11th card, which goes underneath card number 1, that's supposed to represent the client. This is usually a court card from the minor arcana. I don't use a significator. I don't think it's necessary, so I won't really go into it, other than more than what I just said. So you don't really need that. There's all sorts of sources out there about significator if you want to use one, though. So anyway, the way I do it is, again, the order is not really that important. It's just what these positions represent as far as the question goes that's important. And like I said, the way I do it is I like to keep in mind what, why, how, and when I'm doing these questions, when I'm looking into something. And first I look into what is the question. And numbers 1 and 2 I look at the question itself. I don't look at it as as something that's the question and as something that's blocking the question. I look at it as just two cards that pertain to this issue that could be looked into sort of in depth here, which is why it's two cards. We're looking at the actual question itself. The other positions are just one card. But this is an important part of the question, or important part of the reading, is what is this question about? So it gives us a chance to really look deeper into the real question here. And it can be a duality or a polarity. It could be something that the question is and something that's blocking it, or it could be two cards that just complement each other about the question and work together well. So however you want to interpret these two cards, they represent the question somehow. And then I look into position 7, which Wade has as himself, the client, and I look at it as how the client sees their own question. So these are the first 3 cards I'm looking at when I got the cards on the table. This allows me a chance to question the client's viewpoint of their issue that they're looking into. Sometimes somebody will be looking at something they think is going to be good for them, and really there might be some dangers here. Or they're looking at something that they see as a negative thing in number 1 and 2, but really it might turn out to have a silver lining here. So this allows me to question the client's viewpoint of their own question here and look into that and maybe come up with some new ideas. Next, I look into why. Why do they want this in their life? And that is positions 3, 4, and 9. 3 is what the client is currently going through, and 4 is what the client is trying to accomplish. This is a short-term position, what the client is trying to accomplish in the short term. Number 9 is the big picture, the purpose of this whole thing. What is the client ultimately trying to accomplish here? What's the big picture here? This allows me to question the client's actions they're going through right now, number 3, to achieve this short-term, immediate result in number 4, to ultimately get number 9. But what they're doing in number 3 and 4, maybe they're spending a lot of effort doing something that's really not going to help them achieve number 9. Maybe they're looking into things the wrong way, or they're putting a lot of effort into something that really won't help them as much as something else we could find. This allows me to question that and look for other ideas. Maybe set them in a different direction, or confirm that the direction they're on right now will work well for them. And then I go into how. How are we going to achieve this? And those are positions 5, 6, and 10. And 5, 6, and 10. 5 is an asset the client has for themselves. Something that will help them. This could be a position they're in right now. This could be their experience. This could be allies that are in their corner. It could be anything here that we got to look into and sort of point out to the client that they have this in their corner. Will help them. Number 6 position is an opportunity coming in the near future that they have the opportunity to act on. Keeping in mind their asset of number 5, when this opportunity comes in number 6, could be very helpful in grabbing this opportunity that's coming. So number 6 could be an event. It could be something that they already know about. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't know about it. Maybe it's something we just see as the reader. This could be a meeting. It could be a phone call. It could be something. But they should take advantage of this and keep an eye out for it. Number 10 position is some outside influence for you to look out for. This could be something helpful if it's a positive card. Or if it's a negative card, it's something you need to watch for and be ready for. this usually is going to happen within the opportunity of number 6. So if it's like I said, if it's a positive thing, look for it. It might help you with the opportunity of number 6. And if it's a negative card, be ready for it, because bumps in the road do happen unexpectedly, and it's nice if you are prepared. So number 10 is some outside influence that's going to be coming into the picture that you can expect happening. And lastly is when do we act on this? This is the timing. And here we just have one position, number 8. Is it time to act now before opportunities are lost? Or do we wait for a more advantageous time? It'll things be more in our favor if we wait. And it's just one card. So if this was a knight in this position, we might look at that and say, and look into the idea of maybe now's the time to take action. Knights are action. If it was a 4 of any of the 4s of the minors, 4 wands, 4 cups, 4 swords, 4 pentacles. 4s are stability. So it'll be the time. Take things slow right now. Keep things just keep things on ice. Let's wait for a more opportune time. And so it's just the timing. And with these four aspects of what, why, how, and when, used in the Celtic Cross as basically as 3 card spreads. What, why, how, and then when is just a 1 card, the timing. This works out very well to help you find answers. Again, the positions, the pattern on your table, is it really that important? No, I don't think it is. I think you could use whatever pattern you want, whatever order you want. Actually, you could do this same spread by doing just a basic 3 card spreads for what, 1 for what, 1 for why, 1 for how. And then for when, you could actually just use 1 card, or you could actually say, okay, well, I'm going 3 cards with everything else, turn this into a 12 card spread, and have 3 cards for when. And it would work out very nicely. 3 cards for what? These numbers are positions of the Celtic Cross, but they wouldn't be laid out in this order. I'm just showing you how this cross could be laid out in a different pattern, a lot simpler to use, and it would give you the same information. I like to use the cross. I use the cross because it's just out of habit. I learned with the Celtic Cross. I use it, and I don't use this here just because I've done the cross for so long, but this would work very well, and it might actually even work better. It's just some thoughts of mine. But I just wanted to mention that to you because I want you to know none of this is etched in stone. Your readings will be very useful no matter how you lay these cards out, as long as you're looking into good elements of the question to look at, to consider, to find answers for. And that's what's really key in doing a good card reading, is these positions having significant meaning to what you're looking into. And if you could work out a card spread where these positions' meanings are significant no matter what the question is, you have a good card spread. And I think I've done that here with my Celtic Cross. So I hope you like this, and keep throwing cards, and we'll talk soon. Bye. If you like the way I do the Celtic Cross and you'd like to know more about it, it's available. It's step-by-step instructions with sample readings in my first 2 books, Genius of the Tarot, A Guide to Divination with the Tarot Cards, and The Essential Tarot, Unlocking the Mystery. They're both available on Amazon. And thanks for watching. And please subscribe if you want to get more videos from me. And I hope I hear from you. Bye.